A 64-person passenger jet collided with a helicopter and crashed into Potomac River on Wednesday while landing at Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C., U.S. Over 30 bodies have been recovered, according to local media. According to Associated Press American Airlines, which operated the ill-fated passenger plane, said in a statement that 60 passengers and 4 crew members were on board. The airliner has set up a hotline for those with loved ones on board the plane. 3 soldiers were on board the Blackhawk, CNN reported, citing a U.S. defense official. The Federal Aviation Administration said that the midair collision occurred around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, involving a regional jet that had departed from Wichita, Kansas, and a military Blackhawk helicopter, and that all takeoffs and landings from the airport have been halted until 11 a.m. on Thursday.
The first result is look like it's military.
我现在所在的位置是华盛顿的东波托马克公园。大家在画面的右侧可以看到这排白光，就是里根国家机场。事故现场大概就是在里根机场南侧一点的水域。大家可以看到画面的左边有很多的救护车的灯光。
A passenger jet collided Wednesday with a military helicopter while landing at Ronald Reagan National Airport near Washington, prompting a large search and rescue operation in the nearby Potomac River. According to Associated Press, there was no immediate word on casualties, but all takeoffs and landings from the airport near Washington were halted as helicopters from agencies across the region flew over the scene in search of survivors. Inflatable rescue boats were being launched into the Potomac River from a point near the airport along the George Washington Parkway, just north of the airport. The Federal Aviation Administration said the midair collision occurred around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when a regional jet that had departed from Wichita, Kansas, smashed into a military Blackhawk helicopter while on approach to an airport runway. In a post on social media, American Airlines said it was aware of reports that one of its flights was involved in the incident and said it would provide more information once available. Video from an observation camera at the nearby Kennedy Center shows 2 sets of lights consistent with aircraft appearing to join in a fireball. The airport said emergency personnel were responding to an aircraft incident on the airfield. The incident recalled the crash of an Air Florida flight that plummeted into the Potomac on January 13, 1982, that killed 78 people. That crash was attributed to bad weather.
Yeah, there's 2 terminals. Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. Terminal 2 is
Russian tanks have taken heavy losses in Ukraine. Countless images of decapitated turrets and burnt-out wrecks have made headlines around the world, with some proclaiming the death of the tank altogether. They argue that the threat of artillery, drones and man-portable anti-tank missiles makes them extra vulnerable on the modern battlefield and an unsustainable risk to their crews. Ukrainian main battle tank T-84 Oplot will further accelerate the process of destroying Russian tanks. The Ukrainian main battle tank T-84 Oplot, developed at the Kharkiv Malishev plant, is a modernized version of the Soviet T-80 tank and has become a formidable opponent of the Russians on the battlefield due to its technical improvements. This is what military expert and former Pentagon consultant Reuben F. Johnson writes in an article for the portal 1945. As the expert writes, the T-84 design eliminates the shortcomings of previous T-80 models, making it a more powerful and survivable tank. At the same time, the Ukrainian tank included features that did not appear in Russian tank models until the development of the T-14 20 years later. Key improvements to the tank include: 1. A powerful diesel engine that provides an excellent power-to-weight ratio. It makes the tank very fast, on par with the T-90. 2. Modernization of onboard electronics, including a new navigation system, thermal imaging sights, and an optoelectronic countermeasures kit. 3. The design of the fighting compartment has been significantly improved, with new hatches that allow for faster exit from the vehicle, an air conditioning system and a more armored ammunition compartment to prevent ammunition from igniting if the tank is hit directly. 4. Changing the design of the tank's spaced chassis, armor and explosive protection minimizes the effectiveness of ATGMs carrying a tandem warhead. As the expert notes, Ukrainian engineers, relying on their experience in servicing and upgrading Soviet equipment, have created a formidable tank that has eliminated the shortcomings of its predecessor. The T-84 is an example of Ukraine's ability to innovate and adapt existing designs to modern combat missions. The difference between us and the Russians when it comes to design methods is due to their traditional imperial worldview, a Ukrainian weapons systems engineer told 1945. Their factories are churning out brand new systems because they are in the center of the empire. Those of us in the provinces, like we were in Soviet times, are responsible for maintaining, repairing, and improving what they have built.